Tua Tagovailoa. We got a lot of Dolphin fans who listen to the podcast or follow us on YouTube, so we'll tread lightly here. Quarterback 32 in 2020, obviously was battling with Ryan Fitzpatrick for the job all year. He's going into his second year now, has everything he needs to succeed, but has a lot to prove. His ADP is a quarterback 22. You are higher than ADP in redraft. In redraft and dynasty, are you comfortable taking a shot on Tua this year?
I am. I have, once again, another soft spot for Tua Tagovailoa, just like Jalen Hurts. I think one thing going into this conversation when I was looking at Tua was like, I asked myself this question. Who team was it last year? You know, it wasn't, we couldn't say evenly if it was Ryan Fitzpatrick's team or Tua's team, because they kept going in and out of games. They took him out in crucial moments when they should have kept him in because that was their quote unquote future. With all that being said, what did he actually do last year? He really only played 9 games. And that's still, honestly, that's still a stretch. If you look at some of those games, it's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, they took him out half the time, but he averaged 15 points per game. And then obviously, if he played a full season with 15 points, where does he finish? QB.
He would finish much higher.
QB 21, which is obviously, we would be having a different conversation, but then we would have seen a lot more of Tua, you know, a lot more film on Tua. But I think I go look back to what he did in college. He was the most accurate quarterback coming out of that draft. He can move with his legs. And what everyone's saying is that he was a leader. He has some swag to him. You know, he was this guy that he can change the atmosphere.
He needs to get that swag back. He lost that swag. He needs to get it back.
Well, now he got his boy in Jalen Waddle, and they can all come in together. Will Fuller, obviously, got some swag. I think this team is going to be fantastic, but I see consistency coming into this year. Obviously, we all know Brian Flores. He's a fantastic head coach. This offensive coordinator is new. He has a new playbook, which I believe is going to be fit for Tua coming into this year. I think Tua has a chance to finish in like the top 18 of quarterbacks, you know, top 15. That's where I'm really stretching. I see really, really great opportunity there. And another reason why is because as a quarterback, he has the second easiest schedule. Which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Jets and the Bills there, both average defenses, so that makes sense. I'm more worried about Tua than you are. I think obviously they've done everything to let him succeed in the offseason. So again, this is a guy I could be very wrong on. And I want to give him his opportunity. And I think this year is his opportunity. I'm not going to count last year, except for one little detail. Okay. And that's the mental aspect of this game. Okay. Tua's biggest hurdle is himself. It's no one else. His biggest hurdle right now is himself. You can say whatever you want to say about Ryan Fitzpatrick coming in and coming out, and Tua would start games and then they would be down and they would put Ryan Fitzpatrick back in. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, Tua was on board. He's a leader. He was like, whatever we need to happen, I'll do it, coach. That could be true. But it doesn't mean it didn't affect his mental game. There is a very mental aspect to the NFL where you either know you got it or you're questioning, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Right.
Dwayne Haskins is a great example.
Oh, he never
this
had
dude, well, while he might not have had the same talent as Tua, he was put in similar scenarios where the coaching staff didn't treat him the right way. I don't think that Tua has been treated the right way. If you wanted him to start, then start him. Let him make mistakes. And the issue is when you get taken out of a game mid-game and you're losing, you go back at home after the game and your coach can say whatever he wants to you, but you're sitting there and you're thinking, man, I'm the reason we lost that game. And they took me out because they didn't believe in me. And you start to question yourself over and over and over. Do I really have it? Man, I couldn't carry us this game. I couldn't do what Ryan Fitzpatrick did. Comparison is real. In whatever area of your life, comparison is real. Man, I couldn't even be as good as Ryan Fitzpatrick. Honestly, I feel like they messed with his head last year. I think there's a mental side of it. If he can get past that hurdle, he'll be fine. You know, he will fill his potential. But I just don't know if he can get past that hurdle. I want him to. I'm much more comfortable with him in a dynasty league because I think he's got a good future with the weapons around him. But in redrafts, I don't think I'm touching him this year. I'm taking the avoid perspective.
And let me rebuttal on that mental part. They could have gotten a better quarterback guaranteed in the draft already instead of him. So
yeah, Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah, that in his draft and in this year's draft. So like, I think it's a mental thing to where like, all right, you know what, Tua, we're gonna bring in your boy, right? They get Jalen Waddle. We actually believe in you. That we're gonna bring your friend, the guy that you used to play with in college, to come in here, and so that you can do this together. So I think they already, that hurdle has already been, overtaken. I don't know what's the proper way.
Let's talk about this in a very logistic scenario then, right? You're a podcast host. I'm a podcast host. Imagine I was bringing you onto this podcast for whatever reason, right? Imagine you weren't my co-host. Imagine I was bringing you on for a new segment that we were going to try, right? I said, why don't you give this a go? Like, sit back for a couple weeks first, listen how we do it, okay? And then once you kind of see how we do it, we'll put you in. And then when I put you in, I give you your chance. Halfway through the podcast, I'm like, hey, we're going to actually get our other podcast host to finish this one off. But you're doing great, bud. You're doing great. Like, that's not going to affect you mentally. Like, there's nothing that I could tell you to like mentally like make yourself feel good. You're going to be like, damn, I really let the team down. Like, we're in a bad position because of me. You're doing great, bud. That's pretty much what the coaching staff was saying. Good job, buddy. You're doing good. Like,
I don't know,
it's so
man.
demeaning in my opinion. You got to let him make mistakes. Why not let him make mistakes?
Well, he's going to make mistakes.
Learn from him.
I think he's going to make mistakes this year, and he's going to learn from it.
Don't start him then. Then you shouldn't have started him the entire first year. Because there was two different mindsets. We can make the playoffs. Let's get Ryan Fitzpatrick in. Or should we develop our quarterback? You should have figured out one mindset and stuck with it because you flip-flopped and it hurt his confidence. That's how I feel.
I think his confidence is, I think he's a grown man and he's not going to be, I doubt he's crying right now.
I'm a grown man and I cry. Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.